Hey, good morning, everybody. I am hoping that you are having a wonderful 2018. I really have just a couple of thoughts, I think, about last night's awards and the Time's Up campaign, Oprah Winfrey. It seemed like Oprah Winfrey was everybody's mom last night. I saw a lot of very rich, privileged, beautiful people last night. Being awarded for their achievements in creating illusion for us, their masses, right? And good for them to be able to be celebrated for their craft and to be able to be recognized as, Hollywood moguls and icons. And what's happening right now is I'll say a sexual abuse crisis in Hollywood. It is basically imploding on itself. And I've seen this happen once before. I was ground zero in my community of Alert Bay when a principal was caught and was never brought to justice. And as far as I know, there's been at least one other situation like this. But y'all know that I talk a lot openly about the issues around sexual abuse and secrecy that go on. And it just kind of boggles my mind that these rich, very powerful women are now seeking safety in their own industry. They're coming out and saying that they're not safe. They're coming out and saying they've been sexually harassed, abused, humiliated, all the things that really can eat away and essentially kill a woman inside. Once you have that power and control over a woman, you pretty much can, do what you want. And this is how predators live, is they seek out the most weakest person, the most vulnerable, the person who won't say anything. This is really about silence more than anything. If you take away the money, you take away the skin color. If you take away the platform at, the level of public publicity, I guess some of the audience last night may not understand sort of what's going on. We deal with an older crowd of people and a generation who believes that, you shouldn't talk about these things. And there's always a veil of silence around sexual abuse. There always has been, and there always will be, no matter how old or young the person is. So I'm hoping that the women of Hollywood find the help they need so that they can help other women in society that they know are looking for this help. We are seeing women in many industries that are coming out with sexual abuse claims. So the RCMP, the military, etc., etc. So yeah, time is up. So I'm excited that these women from Hollywood have finally found a safe space to talk about what is real for a lot of women that don't live in Hollywood. And it's really hard, I think, for some of us to separate them personally from their roles that they play in these movies. And they get paid a lot of money, so it's really hard to see these people as victims, but they are victims. You take away the money, you take away the class, and you take away, the privilege. Me and Oprah, hey, we're women. Me and Laura Dern, all of these women that have stepped forward from Hollywood, You know, we could all sit in a room and probably have something in common when we talk about this issue. So I really want to encourage, you know, our young women and our young men and our older men and our older women to come forward and start healing this horrible intergenerational trauma that is now reaching beyond our scope. But we understand it. We know what it is because as Indigenous people, we have been there. We are there. Let me just say that. We're there already, you know. And we're continually trying to find those safe spaces for women. And what I found, even in the small grassroots community circles that I run in, mostly HIV and AIDS, which is a predominantly male-run industry issue. They get more services than women. They're usually the priority. Policies are written by men for men. And yes, it's changing, but after 25 years, 30 years, that's a long time. And I know this because I've been on the front lines that long. And I really believe there's an indifference to women. You know, people talk about equality and love and respect and these sacred teachings that we have. I really have an issue when I see people talking like that, but their actions really speak about their indifference towards us. And if you ever want to know what indifference is, it is the opposite of love. So I got up thinking about this. And I thought, why is there such an indifference towards us as women? And not just in Hollywood, but in the world, period. So, you know, we really have to start working together as women and men in a good way. And I just want to really encourage more people, you know, to start teaching our children how to survive. You know, that's really what we're asking for, is a chance for our children to grow up without any of these burdens. But the reality is they're already dealing with it. I just know from a parent's perspective that there are a lot of young people out there that are struggling. And I don't have an indifference to that. Actually, I love it when a young person can find their voice and use it. So if it's taken women this long in Hollywood to find their voice, yes, it may take our parents this long, and our grandparents may never have this opportunity, which is why we need to be the ones to have that voice. So time's up, people. Time is up. What are you going to do?